Shavua Tov, everybody. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, where we check in with each other every Monday to Thursday for your top stories from Israel. And of course, as always, the Israel Brief is brought to you by Lay of the Land. If you want to receive our weekly newsletter, please be in touch with us via our website. You can find all those details on www.layoftheland.online. But what a start to the week. I'm going to start with a little prayer. I'm going to say, "Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who redeems the captive." Israelis woke up this morning to the incredible news that the Israel Defense Forces, working with the Shabak or the Shin Bet, managed to rescue 2 hostages. This was Operation Golden Hand, taking place deep inside Rafah, very close to the border with Egypt. A night of great excitement, a lot of tension for our soldiers. Thank goodness no soldiers were killed in the exchanges of fire. But we have 2 hostages, 60-year-old Simon Marmon and 70-year-old Louise Har, who are both Argentinian dual citizens, back home reunited with their families. They are in hospitals. Doctors say they are okay. However, they are very, very thin and very, very weak. They haven't had too much to eat in recent days. But what a phenomenal moment. We have 134 hostages left inside Gaza. We want them home soon. What we do know is that they were apparently held by families, and the IDF had to wait for the right conditions to manage to extract them, and that they had actually aborted plans for the extraction twice because the conditions were not right. The chief spokesperson of the IDF, Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, talking to the press during the course of the day, saying that it was a very tense, very exciting night, very emotional night. The full weight of this, he says that there was a very heavy exchange of fire. Many terrorists were killed in the exchange, and that they had support from the air. He spoke about how the soldiers went in from the Yahalom unit and managed to shield the hostages with their bodies to ensure that they were extracted safely and brought back to Israel. We are so thrilled. When I heard the news this morning, for the first time in over 4 months, I sobbed my heart out, not with sorrow, but with joy. And what a way to start the week. I also just want to take a moment to acknowledge our fallen soldiers and fallen police. Over 220 soldiers have fallen in defense of the state of Israel since the ground operation. Over 500 in total since October the 7th, as well as 60 police officers. Each and every one of them paying the ultimate sacrifice so that we can live in freedom. We salute every single one of them. May their memories be for a blessing. Over the weekend, the IDF announced that they had uncovered quite a significant find in a tunnel underneath an UNRWA school in Gaza. I mean, this was in Gaza City. This is just, the mind boggles. This is the same UNRWA who have denied any knowledge and who countries have frozen the funding because of the involvement of some of their staff in the atrocities of the 7th of October. So what the IDF found underneath this school was a massive tunnel, 700 meters long, 18 meters deep into the ground, running a data center. And apparently there were facilities to clock in and out. You know how you would if you're going to the office. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. In the photographs released by the IDF, you can actually see the cables, the electricity cables running underneath the ground, down the wall, through the floor, underneath the ground, into this tunnel. The head of UNRWA, Philippe Lazzarini, says, "We did not know. We had no idea this was going on." Come on. I think this is the biggest open secret since 2014. Israel's Foreign Minister Israel Katz yesterday calling on Philippe Lazzarini to resign. Last night, President Biden spoke with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This is the first time that the two leaders have spoken since the 19th of January. And since news broke that somebody in the Biden administration called the response by Israel to the attacks over the top. Now, there still is no clarification exactly what was meant by it, but last night in their conversation, the president said that there needs to be a comprehensive plan to protect civilians. President Biden also reiterated that the United States stands with Israel and Israel's right to defend herself and wants to see the shared goal of the defeat of Hamas and, of course, bringing home the hostages. Meanwhile, reporters at NBC reporting earlier today that they heard from at least 5 officials in the Biden administration that the president is alleged to have called Prime Minister Netanyahu an a-hole. I won't say the word, not too polite on family YouTubes, and said that his inability to change his military campaign makes him the main obstacle. Some strong words indeed. And finally, many people watch Al Jazeera for their news about what's going on in the region. And the IDF, as part of what they have uncovered inside the Gaza Strip, found a laptop belonging to Al Jazeera journalist Mohammed Wisha. On the laptop were pictures that show that he is a journalist by morning and the head of a Hamas anti-tank unit in the afternoon. Pictures there were quite incriminating. They show him with RPGs, those are rocket-propelled grenades, attaching various weapons, as well as posing with Hamas leader and the mastermind of the 7th of October attacks, Yahya Sinwar. Now, Al Jazeera have claimed that many of their journalists have been killed in Israeli airstrikes, and you kind of wonder why. That brings me to the end of today's broadcast. Some good news to start for a change. And don't forget, you can check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook page is at Lottel's site. Our YouTube channel is at the Israel Brief. And we're on X at Lay of the Land 5. I'm Rolene Marks. Guys, take care of yourselves and each other. Keep those prayers coming. We've got 134 more hostages we want to bring them home now. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.